Okay, here we go.
Well, not even a 3.
2, 1.
I gotta dig deep for this one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. I am Ted. That makes the other guy Damon. That's called word math. That's a word problem.
It's science.
If I'm on a train leaving from Sacramento at 7, how far away can I get from Damon by the end of the day?
Not far enough. Well, you're starting in Sacramento. That's a pretty good head start for a guy that don't fly.
Right. The train only goes towards you.
Yeah.
You can't go away from you.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Any chance you could steer this freight train into the ocean?
Yeah.
Any chance?
Any chance Musk has done his boring company under the under the ocean?
Under the sea. Hey, there's a Disney reference. Is it too early for one?
Yeah.
Okay. You sound so happy.
I told you I had to dig deep.
Well, so let's
I'm gonna dig deeper than I am for your body.
So let's jump in. Yeah.
Wait,
cut
that.
Yeah.
Cut that.
Timestamp. That's going on the board.
No, because I don't need that coming back later in the trial.
Right. So what he said was,
Cut that.
and then they hit him with the next button. You believe that? You believe what he said? I'm not touching the button. Neither are you. But I don't know if you saw this, but Amazon has a new shoe thing where I think other places have done it, where you take pictures of your feet and then you basically you're trying on the shoes virtually.
Yeah, I've seen that with other things. I have not seen it with feet. That seems like a I don't know if I want to go in that direction. Amazon.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird. So
I already hate Lex Luthor, and now we're doing this.
Right. Well, you remember how I got bullied by Spotify, right? So now Amazon
Yeah.
wants to jump on the bandwagon. I take a picture of my feet, and then I put the shoes on, and it just shows me my toes. And I'm like, oh, hold on a second, Amazon.
Well, you take a picture of your feet, and you're like, I know it's not like a true saying, but in this case, it probably does, relate. What they say about size of the feet.
Right.
Oh, you're the exception that proves the rule. I got it.
Oh, well, it does take some stands to hold up that much beef. So I guess
No, I was talking the other way.
G.I. Joe guy?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. But no,
how does this guy stand on kid shoes? I don't know.
Do you have this in a 6 petite? No, I don't. You're the only 300-pound man that's ever asked me that question. And no, I don't.
Petite.
Do you have these in concrete flippers? I blow over in a stiff wind. But how about you? How was your week? Anything good?
I traveled.
Yes.
And you're going to ask me, did anything happen weird? And I was thinking about that. I was on the way. I was like, he's going to ask me that. And the second hotel I went to, I got an email 3 days before I had to be there. Like, Ted, it's time to check in. Like, no, it's not. Now you're making Ted panic that he actually booked at the wrong date. So I check and I'm like, no, it's still for 3 days from now. Why are they asking me that? Yeah. And then later on, they're like, hey, you can book now. You can book now and get the digital key. You can bypass the counter. And I'm thinking, is this really the society we want to go? Like, that, no one in the hotel ever. There was one guy who opened the door for me when I was first coming in. Other than that, no one in that hotel saw me. Not a single soul. I went in, checked in digitally, used a digital key, checked out virtually. No one ever saw me. So how are they going to do Law and Order episodes now where they're like, oh, yeah, credit card receipt, so you stayed at this place. And it's like, so do you have any description of the guy? No, never saw him.
Yeah, no.
Wait, he checked into your hotel, spent 3 days here, and you never saw? No, never saw him.
There's got to be fingerprints on the minibar. No, there's not.
Yeah.
There's none.
Yeah. Cut back to, they're back at the station. Like, no, we got nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. When he left the room, he made the bed, took all the garbage out. Looked like he'd never been in there. Like, we don't even know if he was actually there. Like, is that, because isn't like the front desk like the people that are like, we should make a record of this guy.
Yeah, we might want to call this guy.
We should note this guy down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're right, because your room key doesn't pick up shady.
Yeah.
It doesn't know.
The other place I went, because I stayed in 2 places. No one likes a bragger. I get it. Catchphrases is what we do. And I go in there, and they're like, every time I get someone new, they explain to me, like, have you ever been here before? Yes. That should be the end of it. I don't need then where, hey, have you stayed with us before? Yes, multiple times. I'm here almost once a month. Oh, okay. Well, the breakfast is right over here from 6 to 9. Here's the Wi-Fi code. The elevator, I know where it is. I've been in this hotel more than you.
Right. You're the new guy.
Right.
I've been here.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I just drove 4 hours to get here. I would like to find the facilities. I don't need this conversation, and I have 3 floors I'm going to climb up.
In a rental car that smells like weed.
Yeah.
I need a shower.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. This is the first time it didn't smell like weed.
Really?
Yeah.
So something exciting did happen.
I was surprised.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Huh? You glossed right over the most exciting part.
I got a new guy. I got a new guy at the Enterprise. And
Oh
he
no!
was
So
like,
you want to see other stuff again?
no, yeah. He's like, what? I think they finally put in the thing because when I rented out in DC with my mom, it pulled up me as a human, but it had me linked. They're like, oh, we're not supposed to ask you about any extras, and I was like, oh, good. The one time I'm not doing it via my job is the one time you read the instructions.
It's the one time.
The one time I probably need the extra stuff.
You want to bring him the keys,
right?
I'm just going to bring you the keys. You're never going to see this
Right.
car again. You can do your walk around,
Yeah.
but I'm going to tell you right now, this is the last time you're going to see this car.
But I'm on the way out. The guy was like, "Okay, we just need to do a walk around. Anything bigger than a quarter, any scratch longer than a dollar bill, if we could." And I'm like, "Hey, look, I know this doesn't fit into." I prefaced this. I said, "I know this does not fit into any of your parameters. It is smaller than a quarter. It's not longer than a dollar bill, but I can see all the way down to the bare metal here.
Right.
It's about a dime size."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, well, it's not bigger than a quarter." I'm like, I can't tell you when I come back if this is going to be bigger than a quarter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it could chip off more. Like, mark it down, Chief.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to know that this mark that has gone through 19 layers of paint and clear coat and everything else is on this car. Well, okay, I guess.
Well, in his defense, he didn't think he was ever going to see that car again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Dude, you're just bringing the keys,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I do know a lot of people.
What do the keys look like? Oh, they're fine.
I do know a lot of people that suggest that that's how you shop for new tires. Is you rent the car that has the same size tires as yours. You take it home, you do a little swap, you're done. You take it back. And I'm like, that's cool. But nowadays, most of these rental cars have 50, 60, 70,000 miles on them, so they're probably in need of tires too.
This
So,
one had 27,000 miles,
which
on
is
it, I
not
think.
bad.
Which is not bad,
That's
but
not
it
bad.
still felt like someone had ruined first and second gear.
Yeah.
And you know what the best time is to find that out? Is when you're like, I really haven't driven this car much, but I think I'm gauging that I think I can get out in front of this guy on the highway.
Oh, nice.
And then you realize it does not want to go from second to third without going up. You're like, oh no,
yeah.
I have guessed wrong.
Yeah.
Until I get to the highway, I'm just street driving. Like, I'm not like trying
Right.
to gun it and everything. And the
Yeah.
first time I go to get on the interstate, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, I've grossly understated the power of this transmission. Yeah.
Toyota.
And that's when you say, again, that's why I said I'm just bringing you the keys. So,
Oh, you would enjoy this.
What's that?
Because I put me on the fifth floor, the highest floor of the hotel, which isn't that high. I get it, but it's Iowa. That's like a skyscraper to them.
right, yeah.
You mean to tell me you've been up over 12 floors? I think you're a liar, son.
Yeah.
Because they all sound like they're
They start,
Oh,
they start stacking buildings
that
too high.
triggered. This is a great. I'm actually going to talk about family, and I know I don't usually do this, but that triggered a story. I'm in a store in Iowa. I'm in the back. I'm working on the network. I hear, no, it goes to New Albany, Mississippi. That's the zip code I gave you. My in-laws are from New Albany, Mississippi. That town, it's bigger than I want to say it is. It's a lot bigger than I'm going to give it credit for. But in my mind, it's the size of this room.
But I've never heard of it, and it's
Right.
Mississippi.
It's the size of this room. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that guy's got to know my family. I walk up there. I can see that he is doing something that relates to the last name that I have married into. And I'm like, oh, it's not even going to know that family. This guy's doing stuff with my family. And all of a sudden he's like, all right, yeah, no, it's on its way. I'm not going to say the guy's first name. Uncle. Well, I'll say that. I won't say the last name. Uncle Robert. And I was like, it's his uncle. I was like, hey, I don't mean to be weird and everything, but how do you know that guy? Because that guy's by marriage my uncle too. And he's like, what? Well, what's you? And I'm like, I go through this whole thing. And then my wife is Tina. Her dad is Joe. Her mom is Glenda.
Right.
Now, I forgot that those are their northern names. They have southern names.
Oh,
Now,
really?
my mother-in-law, in her defense, is a twin. Her name is Linda. Can you? No, God, I just gave it away. I was going to say her name is Linda. Her name is Glenda. Can you guess her sister's name?
Oh, yeah,
Linda.
Linda.
Gary
Yeah.
gave it away.
Yeah.
Spoiler. So she didn't go by Glenda in the South because that'd just be too confusing.
right.
Like if you were named Damon and you had a brother named Raymond. Like, why would you do that? Why? But anyway,
Everybody loves Raymond.
so then, so I know her southern name. I know my father-in-law's southern name, but I rarely hear it.
Yeah.
Like I've heard it maybe 3 times.
So they changed their names?
Well, they would just go by like her. She just went by her middle name,
okay.
so that makes sense. I don't know
Gotcha.
where they got. If this is his middle name, it's Flaut, Flautt,
Okay.
which I spelled it to Tina, and I was like, with one T, and I put spelling question mark. She's like, no, it's 2 T's. I'm like, you're right. I should be. I'm
Hey.
a stickler for that double letter.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
that's
if
on me.
anybody understands
I
the
took
importance.
I took that. I took that as it was. That was me. I was a mistake. But then later on, he comes. Oh, and then I'm like, "Hey, I gotta get back to work. It's really nice to meet you." He's like, "You're my first cousin." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I figured that out. I did the math already. My dad was an amateur genealogist. I figured this out." I go in the back. 4 seconds later, "Hey, Ted," come on. Yes, sir. How can I help you? Oh, and you asked another question. Like, oh, that's great. Hey, I got a thing. I'm in the middle of it. I got to get back to work. Go in the back. As soon as I disappear in the back, hey, Ted! Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I have now got a new friend for life.
Yeah, I was going to say, your BFFs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
whatever first,
He kept
second cousin.
I can't believe I met my first cousin in here. And I'm like, I can't believe you're telling people this. That's the problem. And then I would walk around. I would turn around so my back is to him and I'd point to me. I'm like, that's my cousin. I don't know if you caught that.
If anybody's
We're
unaware,
cousins.
I have a cousin out there, and he knows my first name.
Have you ever heard of the concept of by marriage?
Yeah.
Because I'm none of need you to understand
Well,
that.
just so you know, hey, Ted is your Southern
Yeah.
name. Okay.
Hey, Ted!
That's your Southern name.
That's funny that me making fun of Iowans by giving them a totally
That jarred that in your
ignorant
memory.
accent. We're like, I remember this guy.
Yeah.
He's my cousin. I will say, admittedly, that I've met the Wilson family.
Yeah.
In Missouri, and I think have I told this story? Like the guy came up to me and sat down, couldn't fit in the picnic table, so he had to side saddle it.
Oh,
That's how big he was, and he had no shirt, but I think he was wearing overalls, so at least he was covered from hips to nips.
yeah.
But no shirt. He's like, and his name wasn't Wilson, but he was related, I think, by like his mom or his grandmother. So he
Yeah.
no longer had the name, and he's like, so you still got the name? You're like legitimate. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank God that I don't have the same name as you.
Huh? Now, what's the opposite of legitimate?
Yeah. That's legitness. I'm like, no, it's not.
So, hey, your description of him leads me very well into the next thing.
Here's the thing: is that if I'm the one portraying the most urbanified version of our family,
Oh yeah, you guys are.
we're pretty hick.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will not admit to that. But
Yeah.
we're
you are rural.
yeah.
With two L's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like giving you credit, but I can't do anything else on that.
So your family might be in my TCO of the week. All right, it's for this.
Does that work on them? TCOs of the week.
I have that checks out for the week. I don't have these every week because you don't always come across something that just jumps out at you. But this one's great. It kind of goes along the line. You remember we had the guy a couple weeks ago who called the cops on his stolen truck. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So this guy.
Petition and not tampered with the law.
Yeah, but this guy, he one-upped him. Vehicle burglary suspect leaves jail, arrested in parking lot on new vehicle burglary charge. He's in the parking lot of the cop shop, okay?
Yeah.
And he gets rearrested. It says a Reno man arrested for vehicle burglary on Friday was released from jail on Saturday and then arrested hours later after an alleged vehicle burglary in the jail parking lot.
Maybe he didn't have anywhere to sleep Saturday night.
Yeah. So his name, Aiden Crowley, 21, was booked Saturday on charges of felony, vehicle burglary, and gross misdemeanor attempted grand larceny. So basically, when they booked him on Friday of felony charges of vehicle burglary and gross misdemeanor charges of vehicle tampering, causing damage. So it sounds like he tried to steal it, and he just ended up
Did they book
wrecking
him
it.
on vehicle dumbassery on Saturday?
Yeah. But it says that on Saturday they released him around 10 p.m. So putting somebody on the street at 10 p.m.
You just feel like the 60-minute. I mean, and I get it's two of them.
Yeah.
But they put the 2 60-minute clocks up on the corner, like, and go.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
This is Leslie Stahl. He has 2 60 minutes to steal another car.
You gave him a 10 p.m. start. Okay. Let me tell you,
No,
nothing good.
You took away 22 hours from him, and he still found a way to steal a car on Saturday.
Yeah. So Sheriff Balaam reminds all citizens to lock the doors on your vehicle when unoccupied and to remove all valuables from the would-be thieves. Are you kidding me?
Well, no, you just triggered a memory from last night. But get to the end of your story. Now I'm gonna tag on that.
No, but so whenever I leave my vehicle, okay, I don't even like leaving phone chargers and stuff out because then people might go, there might be a phone in there.
My new car.
Yeah, so
I have it set up where
I don't do any of that.
When I walk away, when it knows the keys are a certain distance, it automatically locks.
Yeah.
And I got home from, traveling, and I went to find my car keys to put the stuff like the iPass and my chargers and everything into the car.
Transfer it back.
Couldn't find the keys. Guess where they were?
Where?
In the car.
Did it lock itself?
No, it can't because the keys were within the vicinity.
Right.
And I was like, this defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
But wife and daughter went to go shopping because my daughter's going to camp this week and needed some stuff. So they went shopping last night. Came home, apparently had gone into the store, spent a lot of money, and then we're going to go home, decided to stop one more place, came out of that place and realized that the bag that they had gotten in the first place was no longer in the car, even though they both remember putting it in the car.
Oh,
Call the place, say, hey, this is weird. We both remember putting it in the car, but just in case, did we leave it there? They say no. Oh, all right. Well, now that's a thing.
someone went in the car. Yeah.
Place calls back and said, hey, you put this in someone else's car apparently, and they found it and brought it in. And Tina's like, there's no way that could have happened. And then they named the exact amount that's on the receipt. She's like, no, that checks out. I guess that's it. So Tina is convinced that she put it in our car. And then in the 2 minutes it took for them to realize that they wanted to go to one more store and get out and walk up to the front of the new store and remember, oh, I should lock that. So there's maybe like a 45 seconds from when they left the car to go over to the store, went over. They were like, oh, she's like, oh, I should lock it. Did the remote, locked it. That someone swiped the bag in that 45 seconds, looked in the bag, decided didn't want any of that stuff, walked it into the store.
I found this.
And said, someone must have put this in the back of my car accidentally. I found this.
Yeah.
And not the plausible, she went into the wrong car that looked a lot like, because she was driving my old Equinox, which I don't know if you know this. You do because you're a car guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if our listeners know this. There are approximately 1.8 billion Chevy Equinox on the road today.
And
it is like the most ubiquitous car. It's like when we were kids and you'd see a Ford Escort. They're
Right.
just like everywhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was like, so you still don't believe that you put it in someone else's car. And then my daughter came in, I'm like, no, I actually got in the car too. And I'm like, I think you got into someone else's car. And I've done this. I told this story on the thing, right? When I worked at Borders and the guy had the same car I did and we couldn't lock it because the keys wouldn't come out. And I got in and turned on his car and like metal music came out. I'm like, oh, this is not my car. This is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
yeah. But when you were like, yeah.
But
like the sheriff says, lock your car. Yeah. I believe you did, Tina. I don't think someone stole someone out in that like window, like they were setting it up like an Ocean's 11 thing.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have 45 seconds for her to remember that you locked her car. I need you to be over there eating shrimp cocktail. I need you to set off an EMP. I need you to be inside fixing the dice. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not how it went down. You got in someone else's car accidentally. You walked out. You went to Shoe Carnival and realized, oh, I forgot to lock it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just was like, come on.
Yeah. Well, if she followed the sheriff's
if she followed the sex directions immediately,
she'd be fine.
Yeah,
she'd be fine.
She would know that she got in the wrong car because there's no way there wouldn't have been that gap.
She locked her bag out of her car.
Yeah, there would have been no gap for that. That's probably what happened. They probably got out of their Equinox. I'm like, well, it's probably in this one, but we can't get in.
Yeah.
I'll just walk it back into Old Navy.
Now, with the guy who gets picked up 2 hours after, you got your wife basically giving people groceries or whatever she's giving them, right? This takes me to some of my fun facts. And this is a great lead in because in Denmark, there are libraries where you can borrow, they have that in quotes, a person instead of a book to listen to their life story for 30 minutes, known as the, in quotes, human library. The organization's goal is to fight against prejudices. So that makes sense.
Yeah. But that story was dangerous at first. When you're like, you could borrow a human.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the word we called it over here.
Yeah.
But
we call it trafficking. And generally it takes more than 30 minutes. So we frown on that.
That's frowned upon.
But basically you're going to go check out and probably an old man, you know what I mean? And he wants to tell you, and like after 30 minutes, you're like, whoa, we got to go back.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to get on the website. I got to renew you.
He's got stamps across his forehead.
No, he's an old man. She's going to have one of those front pockets.
Yeah.
So you just pull the card out of the front pocket and stamp it again.
Slide it right back in.
Sir, where's your barcode? I got to scan you again.
Hey, wait, you have late charges on your old man. You didn't bring him back yesterday.
Sir, can you pull your skin taut? Your QR code is a little wrinkly. I can't get a scan on it.
I just think it's so great though that you're going to walk down to a building known as a human library,
right?
And walk in, and then how do you choose? I mean, do you choose?
It like dogs to the pound?
Right.
You're like, oh, that guy looks really sad. He's probably at the end. Let's get his story before we lose it forever.
And then you get him, and you find out he's not interesting at all.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but that's the thing.
Is he going to know if I take him back 25 minutes early? Is he going to know it's him?
You feel bad just taking him back and putting him on the shelf.
No, you throw him in the Dropbox outside.
Yeah.
It's just a big slide that goes into the. Boom! You messed it up again, didn't you, Walter? Or it's Denmark. It's probably Walter.
Yeah.
Where go, Walter?
Walter. That's great though. Yeah, you have a Dropbox. And they got a time slot on there. We know you dropped off after midnight. We're going to charge you a late fee. All right.
That's why the guy stole that car. He had 2 hours to get across the ocean to Denmark.
Yeah, he had to hurry up. But I'm just imagining when someone checks him out in Denmark, they'll be like, "Wow, he's got a great story." He's got a great, and then this other girl, she put her groceries and
But is that what we need to do? Because I don't know if Denmark knows this. That's what we do every week. Is we tell stories that people can just go to the internet to get.
right, yeah.
Do we need to go to Denmark? You can just check out. That checks out.
The human library and the night Dropbox shoot. I like that a lot.
Our name would finally make sense. That checks out.
So here's my next fun fact. In February,
we named this podcast 7 times. We can name the skits whenever we want.
In February of 2017, firefighters saved 18 piglets and 2 sows from a barn fire in Wiltshire, United Kingdom.
Was it a barbecue or was it an actual?
Nope, that was a barn fire. 6 months later, the farmer sent them sausages made from the piglets as a thank you gift.
Ooh, I got ahead of the story there a little bit.
But I imagine if they wouldn't have saved them, they'd have been like, "This fire smells delicious."
Yeah. This fire smells delicious. And later on, they were like, "This fire smells familiar.
This fire is keto friendly.
This barbecue smells familiar."
This barbecue smells familiar.
Yeah, because they already saved those pigs once.
But I just like the fact that they go to all the trouble to save the lives, and then the farmer's like, "Well, here, just so you know, this is what's going to happen anyway."
Right.
So, because honestly, it probably would have cost the farmer less money if they wouldn't have saved him, because insurance.
Yeah,
you follow me?
Yeah.
He would have got a claim. They would have bought him more.
Right. And they could have had the equivalent.
Now
of
he had to give away the meat for free.
Yeah.
So it cost him money.
Well, the first time it was piglets, so they could have had veal sausage, whatever the equivalent of pork veal is.
Pork veal.
Right. Because veal is young cows. I don't know what young pigs are. Probably not edible.
Delicious.
Yeah. Let's go to our expert. I'll eat anything as long as it walks once.
Yeah.
Mac, are piglets delicious?
Yes.
Just didn't even phase him. Wouldn't be like, I would know. I only wait till they're like well into their life and matured.
The weirdest thing I ever heard somebody eat, a guy I used to work with, and he said, until you've had, I don't think he said monkey brains, but monkey meat is what he called it. And he said he was overseas. He was, he's in the military. And he said, I ate that. And he goes, it was not good. And I'm like, well, yeah, by the description alone, I wouldn't think so. But that's the weirdest thing I ever heard somebody eat. Now, baby pigs, I mean, it's young bacon.
Monkey brains is one of the.
Is it monkey brains?
Well, it was one of the clues in Clue, where like monkey brains, while popular in Cantonese,
right,
was he's not usually served in D.C. and everyone else besides the person who liked it was like, oh, that's what we ate.
Yeah, and that's probably like a delicacy somewhere.
Well, they also do it in Temple of the Doom.
Okay. So
Temple of the Doom, not Temple of Doom, Temple of the Doom. I've changed it. Yeah, Steven, George, give me a call. I've renamed your movie.
We put more words in.
Yeah, I want royalty.
Let's do let's do at least one more fun fact. I'm going to go with this one because this one's weird. Pineapples were very expensive in the 1700s, so American colonists would rent pineapples.
Oh yeah, it's like
and carry them around to parties to flaunt their wealth.
Yeah, like a decoration. Sure.
Isn't that amazing? That's like showing up to your high school reunion and you rented a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And you're like, look, I'm doing good. Well, there's an Enterprise sticker on the back. It's not that it's Enterprise, but there's a sticker on the back. We know.
Yeah.
But imagine coming in with
why do like 5 out of your 6 Ferrari windows have barcodes in them?
Yeah. But even with the pineapple, they walk up and there's like a rental sticker on the bottom of it. You're like, oh, you got your hand.
Also, how many times can you rent that out?
Right.
Like
the same pineapple.
Right. No, don't touch. If I don't get my money back, it's mushy.
You just got to bring them the stem.
Yeah.
I rented it from Enterprise.
Right.
I just got to bring them back.
Just one leaf.
Yeah, just the leaves from the top. That's all I got to do. I just got to bring them back. Yeah, if you're that would be the way to call their bluff. If you're really wealthy, cut that thing open.
It's funny. Like that's how it was. Can you imagine the first time they go to Hawaii and they're like, these are just all over the place.
Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
You guys could clean up in New England.
Yeah, the wealth of this country is amazing, or of this continent that we're on. No, it's part of the one you're on already. It's all good. But yeah, so 1700s. Now pineapples mean something totally different. So yeah, that means not so much you're wealthy, but you do want to flaunt something. So to the neighborhood. But that's what it means. We'll leave that alone. I thought that was a pretty interesting fun fact. And again, I have other ones, but I want to stop there because I really I have 2 strange stories. Okay.
Wait, what?
This is Strange Stories. with Damon and
Are there any
Ted.
more deviled eggs?
Oh, there's no more deviled eggs on the roof.
I guess not.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, he's
playing
stuck
right
in
into
there.
it. Playing
Like
right
they do
into
at the
it.
hockey game. How much time left? There is 1 minute remaining in the period. Thank you.
That's the Bears game. Yeah, they do that. There's a timeout. Where? On the field. You know,
Right.
the whole crowd yells where. All right, so here we go. Allegheny County man uses a fake $100 bill to buy drinks at an airport before boarding an airplane. Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. The man is facing felony charges, accused of passing off a fake $100 bill before he boarded a plane at the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport over the weekend. So that must be made after the drink.
No, it's just the airport turns out to be half eliminated.
You know, there's just two hubs. It's half United, half Delta. It's all good. Can I get a little more Delta in my my Arnold Palmer? No, we
Can
cannot.
I get denied? No. You get unelta. Oh no!
Oh, so close.
That's not what I wanted.
So close. Here's his accusation. He said that the pants he was wearing were not his, and he found the $100 bill in the pocket, so he decided to use it.
You know, it's not even my 100 anyway. Might as well blow it.
I would be more focused on why does he have on someone
Right.
else's pants?
Yeah. Well played, sir. We're now completely ignoring the $100. Why are you in someone else's pants?
We are not looking at that bill at all.
And how do they fit so well?
Yeah, right.
Like, you know, you go to someone's house, and you're like, oh, I didn't bring my trunks. It's like, oh, I can give you some trunks. Or you spill something, like, here, put on this, like, you know, like, see, have you ever gone to someone else and they've done that and the clothes fit, like, well?
Well, no, you're talking to me, so no, that's
Yeah.
not.
It was personal.
Yeah. Here, I got a shirt you can wear. That's a bed sheet.
Yeah.
And that's not nice.
It's from the twin bed, at least.
And it's fitted. How am I supposed to put that on?
We wanted to see you struggle a bit.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, if you're wearing someone else's pants, you're going to be like, these aren't my pants.
Right. You know, you never, unless they're the pants of your victim and you had
Yeah.
blood on your pants and you're like, ooh, we're the same size. This is great.
Hashtag oddly specific, Damon.
You got to stop doing that.
Ted, you want to play lawn darts later?
No.
So it says,
sadly, you might fit in my pants.
it says that's the excuse police said Stephen Patterson gave the park police officers when he allegedly passed a fake $100 bill at the airport.
Guys, they weren't even my pants.
Oh, this is great. The cashier at the snack bar inside the airport noticed the bill that said for motion picture use only.
Yeah, that's what they do. Like on movie sets.
So is he wearing someone's famous's pants? What? We still got to know what kind of pants this guy's
Yeah,
wearing.
when was this? We got to go through the obituaries of,
Yeah.
of celebrities back then.
Yeah, and so then basically they called. They're like, hey, this says for motion picture use only, but it sounds like they already let the guy have his stuff. So I don't.
To be fair, they look almost dead on.
Oh, do
but
they?
instead of "In God We Trust" or wherever
Yeah.
wherever it says for motion picture use only, that's the only thing that changes.
Oh, so that they substitute that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how they're
So at a
allowed.
glance, yeah, it wouldn't be like, you know, it instead of Benjamin Franklin, it had, you know, Franklin Benjamin. Whatever.
Elf.
Yeah.
It's like wait, wasn't he from the 80s? Isn't he an alien that ate
Is
cats?
this Malmachian? Like, we don't take that. You need to take that over the currency exchange first.
But that must be how they get away. So they're not counterfeiting. Then they're able
Right.
to produce those to look like currency.
And they look a lot better because you can see them from back, like when we were watching, like, you know, cop shows, like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, Simon and Simon and Magnum PI, and those fake bills look awful.
Right, yeah. They're like the golfer checks.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be that big.
Right.
I have dollars in my pocket. They're not that
you
big.
know, money's green, right?
He's colorblind.
Yeah. Is that Canadian money? Like,
What color? This is not green. It's, sure it is. These are yellow.
Yeah,
you know, it's like,
it matches that purple light out there in the stop.
Yeah.
Out there in the stoplight.
right. Purple means go. Bronze means stop.
This explains everything.
But basically, so they identified him on what plane he was on. So when he landed,
Could you see
they
the
grabbed him.
cashier just literally, hey, Jerry, real quick. I know you're doing managerial stuff, but I just have a question. It might be silly. Don't laugh. But is this real?
Yeah.
This for motion pictures only?
Well, or you get the one rube from the South. He's like, how dare you take off in God we trust. You know what I mean? and he just starts fist fighting him right there at the counter.
Those liberal Hollywood people just do anything they want. You can only spend this in Hollyweird, I bet, for motion picture use only.
Yeah. you and your fake pants.
I know I've tried to spend a $2 bill before, and I've gotten you can't spend this.
Oh, yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but it's all I have right now. And
Yeah.
for some reason, in in the year 222 of our Lord, you're only taking cash payments. Makes me wonder more about your business than my ability to only pull out a $2 bill.
Right. I'm questioning a lot of things, but less of what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
right.
Okay. Less of what I'm doing.
More of what's going on back there.
More of what you're doing.
tax shelter. More of what's going on back there.
But it says state troopers were also looking into a suspect who was wanted for passing fake $100 bills at $2 General stores. There's your giveaway. If I got a $100 bill, I'm not shopping
Right.
at Dollar General. You know what I mean? Hey, can you guys break 1,000? You bet we can. Let me get in the register.
Gives it back 900 for motion picture use over a $100 bill.
Ooh, touche. Well played. Yeah, she's handing him back motion picture money.
Walking into a Dollar Tree with those. Hey, I'll take all of aisle 6.
Yeah.
Just back it up. All of it into my truck.
Who wants some off-brand sugar wafers? They're on me. but that's your dead giveaway. It's
Right.
like I'm gonna pull out $100 bill. No, it's kind of like, I hate to say it, if that's all I have in my pocket, like if I had a 50 or 100, and say you're gonna even run through a drive-through somewhere, it's like they look at you like you're the dumbest person on the face
Right.
of the earth. They're like, don't you have a credit card? Yeah, I do, but I'm paying cash.
Yeah.
It just so happens I only have 3 big bills. That's what I have. So you have to take one of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Who wants them some Diet Coca-Cola or some Diet Hep C?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad name. I understand it rhymes. But that's a terrible name.
Well, because when they
that wasn't a beverage. That's just what I call myself.
yeah. But those are the things, though. People in the South are going to hate us, but those are the things. That's all right. People in this room hate us, so it doesn't matter. But
I will tell you that on my trip to Iowa, I did have a Fago,
oh, okay.
but it was not $1.10.
Yeah.
It was $1.70.
Well, I always watch that. What's that Fanta commercial? Don't you want a Fanta or whatever? And
Yeah.
I'm like, anytime you have these, there's not girls dancing around asking if I want a
Do you
Fanta.
know that
You know?
the origin of Fanta was that Coke told the Nazis they could no longer make Coke, and so one of the Nazi scientists came up with Fanta. We liberated Germany. We came back, and Coke was like, "Yeah, that's a little sketchy, but we're just going to add you to the profile. You already got all the infrastructure set up here and everything. That's fine." It was literally because Hitler couldn't get Coke that they made Fanta, and Coke was like, "Yeah, but he's gone now. We're good."
Yeah.
Don't you want a Fanta? No.
So is it pronounced Fanta? Is that how it's pronounced? Are we saying it wrong?
Yeah, now I want one.
Yeah.
I bet you the original commercial was way more aggressive.
Yeah. Right.
I'll take 2.
Okay. I'm not even thirsty, and I'm going to pay for one of those.
Take my $100 bill, but don't look that closely at it.
Yeah. Wow. That had to have been the name, though. We're just saying it wrong.
Yeah.
I dare you to walk into a store and go, "Do you have any Fanta?" Just say it.
Yeah, I bet you get some like people you'd find. We found one. Like, no, I'm not one of you. You're gonna be reported.
So we'll go to the next strange story.
This got offhand.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
all right, though. Tired of his coworkers eating his lunch, man grinds up ghost peppers onto his pizza to exact revenge on the thieves. What happens next is pure chaos. I bet it is. Okay, I can't think. Listen, I did the hot sauce on our live thing, and I felt like a man that day. And
You didn't look like one.
no, I did not.
Hey, by the way, while we're talking about it, check out our YouTube because that's on there, right? No?
That is on
yes,
there.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's on there. You can watch it, especially that's at the end of our last live event. That's up there. If you just go to like the last, what is it, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we were doing that. Yeah, I got tortured. So, but here it is. Will Henderson works at a customer service call center. His job alone can cause stress and nightmares of an unnatural proportion. Yeah, I'm sure those people are killing it right now, you know. Let's see here. Lunch is the only time of day that Will actually enjoys. Will is an above average cook and always makes a delicious homemade lunch for himself. Good for him, because most guys probably don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab a burger.
Or I'm gonna grab Will's lunch.
Yeah, right. Good for him making lunch for other people.
Right.
So the problem is his coworkers have discovered his culinary skills, and they have taken to pecking at his lunch
Gotten ahead of the story.
in the break room refrigerator. One day, someone outright took his lunch and ate it for himself. These thefts of his lunch had to stop, but how? Ooh, look at that question.
But how?
Yeah. It was a Sunday before work week when he got an idea. And this is in quotes. I was making pizza from scratch. I already don't like this guy.
Yeah.
How do you... So you work probably an ungodly amount of hours during the week.
Right.
And on the weekend, you're making pizza from scratch.
Right. You know what I like to do to unwind? I like to ruin my kitchen and make a pizza.
Yeah. So it says from scratch, dough and all. I had spent a lot of time preparing and making the pizza.
Wait, hold on now.
Yeah.
If he's going to go that route, that's what he made from scratch. He did not make his pepperoni from scratch.
Right.
He did not unless he grew his green peppers and grew his onions and everything. That's not from scratch. That's just cutting up the onions and putting them on top.
Look, I can take a Jack's pizza and throw some mushrooms and peppers on it and say it's from scratch too, brother.
Right.
All right, I can tell you that right now.
Like, we didn't need to know also the dough. No, the dough is what you made from scratch.
But he spent a lot of time preparing and making the pizza. My plan was to bring the leftovers for lunch the next day. Only problem is that someone at my work always steals my pizza. Not just a bite, but the whole damn lunch.
I would rather them do that than
Yeah.
open it up and be like, well, now it's ruined, but
Yeah.
I can't have the rest of it.
Yeah. So not only did you not finish it, we wasted it.
Right.
Thank you very much. He said, I needed to spice things up for my devious coworker, end of quotes. And spice things up he did. He gathered some dried ghost peppers and ground them into a fine dust. That sounds hot already.
Oh, yeah. If you open that, like, that's chemical warfare. If you open up that ninja bullet, what?
Yeah,
Like,
I
it
was
goes
gonna
in your
say,
eyes.
Even
Yeah.
when you're doing that,
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to have a mask on or something.
Yeah, a mask is outside, goggles.
Yeah. So Will proceeded to saturate his lunch for the next day in ghost pepper dust. This would surely help reveal who the thief was and also provide some much needed workplace entertainment. It's mid-morning on Monday, and Will is looking forward to his lunch in about an hour when all hell starts to break loose. Okay, here we go. There's a commotion coming from the break room. Steve, a coworker and friend of Will's, is retching, and nothing is coming up from his face. His face is so red and starting to turn purple. Steve cannot speak. His nose and eyes are leaking fluids at a breakneck pace. Steve is the workplace jokester, who also doubles as Will's best work bud. So it came as a big surprise that it was his buddy stealing his food.
I don't know. I don't think I'd be that surprised.
I wouldn't be that surprised.
Now, if Steve dies from this, is Will culpable?
Well, paramedics are called to help Steve. After 45 long minutes, he's able to talk and explain, in quotes, man, I just ate one piece of Will's pizza. I ate it fast as to not be seen. About 4 seconds after swallowing the last bite of pizza, I started feeling incredible pain radiate up and down my throat. My mouth felt like a grenade had gone off, and it became impossible to see and breathe through my nose. I thought I was going to die.
You know what I would have liked if this was the day Steve called off?
Yeah.
So now Will has to eat his own lunch.
Yeah.
Like, he just goes there and it's there, and he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
My lunch is here.
But doesn't this go back to like the scientist microwave thing? Let's start eliminating things. All right. Hey, if Betty's not here today and your lunch gets eaten, it's not Betty.
Betty, right.
Okay, it's not Betty. So let's determine.
Yeah. Hide it somewhere and only tell
Yeah.
9 out of the 10 people that work there.
Yeah.
And then the next day do the same thing, but a different 9.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Aha.
One. Yeah. So police came to interview witnesses and to get a better understanding of what took place. Will was arrested, booked, and released, all within the same night. So he might have sold a car afterwards. I don't know. Yeah.
You got
Might have been.
Oh,
Might have
on my
been.
way there.
Yeah. It says Steve will not be pressing charges. Will and Steve eventually found common ground. And from that day on, no one ever, effed with Will's food again. Ever. They stressed ever. In fact, once a month, Steve takes Will out to lunch as an apology of sorts for all the partially eaten food.
Will almost murders him.
Yeah.
And he's the guy taking Will out for lunch.
Yeah. Well, he's like, man, I almost ate all your food. I feel bad. Yeah. Well, you almost died.
Right.
You almost
I
died.
almost ate all your food. You almost killed me. I'm going to take you to lunch. No.
I think someone owes me a lunch, And the best one, this is a quote from a coworker. Oh man, this is great. Steve won't tell you this, but he pissed his pants during the whole ordeal the other day. He is now known as Pissy Pants Steve. Sheila, a call center coworker, says. You know what Pissy Pants Steve hates worse? Is that you told the reporter
Right.
that he's now Pissy Pants Steve.
Yeah. Because you know who knew that? Just the people in the company. You know who knows it now? Everyone who's read this article.
Okay, listen. We have a lot of inside jokes, okay? And we've told each other a lot of stuff. We don't put all of it out here, okay?
We talk a lot about a lot of stuff on the way to the podcast, just so it doesn't accidentally slip out on the podcast.
Right. And Pissy Pants Steve, he's not so lucky.
Right.
They're like, you know what's funny?
Wait, what was that woman's name?
Sheila.
You know, Sheila's in the back. Like, they're talking to Will. They're getting on the story. She's in the back, like, oh, wait, I got something. Don't go.
Yeah. She's like, Mr. Kata, Mr. Kata.
I didn't know it would get that reference, but yeah.
Yeah. But I just started laughing because you think about it. So what if Steve's comment was, hope you didn't talk to that bitchy lion face Sheila. You know what I mean? They're just calling each other names back and forth. But yeah, Steve won't tell you this. You know, it's like, then you probably shouldn't either. You want to know what he left out of the story? Stuff that makes him look worse. Okay.
We already know he's a lunch thief. We already know that he literally like threw up through his nose. But what you didn't know is he also had a little hot pee-pee that day.
Yeah. So now we all call him. Let me give you. Now, are you taking notes? Let me give you the name we call him because I don't want you to print it wrong.
There's 2 S's in that, by the way.
Yeah. But again, when you're going for the sources, it would just be great if he's over side like, no, don't talk to her. You know, she's the only one in the office that calls him that.
Yeah, the host. Yeah,
They used to date.
Oh, yeah, but
she hates him.
that's great. Hey, you know what? They're gonna buy anything about this guy. He's garbage. They all know it from the article. I'm just gonna tell him that he pissed himself that day, and we call him Pissy Pants Steve. And like the reporter's like, hey, we just want to make a check, dude. Anything you want to go over in this article? Anything you want to refute? No, we're good. Not knowing that this one. That Sheila has outed him in the last paragraph.
And you see there's no retraction, but they add in he's like, yeah, so we call her Sheila Sharts a lot. And you know, and he's like just making up more kids' names, you know. Yeah, that's what we call her because she does that all the time. We know it's you, Sheila, you know, says an unnamed person from the office.
Says an unnamed person who smells like hot peppers and vinegar.
Yeah.
That sounds like Steve. I don't know.
Wait, mean Pissy Pants Steve?
I lost touch with him. I wonder where he'd gotten to.
We gave him that cool nickname, and then we never heard from him again.
Where's that guy been? What do you know?
Dude, I did not. That's the best part of this whole story is the last
you get
paragraph.
to the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah. You get to them. I mean,
it's like, by the by,
yeah.
Steve is also known for urinating his pants.
Can I stamp this for you real quick? Okay.
Hey, such and such company. How can I help you? Yeah, I'm the reporter doing the thing about the stolen lunch. I just really can't wrap it up. I'm looking for a button for the end of the story. Oh, did anyone tell you about the pissy pants part? No, but I'm typing as we speak.
Can we speak off the record? Sure.
No. I prefer you put this on the record. That guy is an a-hole with a leaky pee hole.
That is so awesome. Yeah, she probably has a history with him. Yeah, we used to date, but he stopped calling me.
There's no need to tell that part.
Yeah, he ghosted me like those peppers, Chief. He ghosted me, you know. But they work in the office. He ghosted her, but they work together.
Right.
That's so great. Man, I think he's dead. He's in his cubicle.
Yeah.
And he's taking phone calls right now. Every third phone call is her.
Will's like, hey, watch this, Sheila. Hey, I'm thinking about making lunch for everyone on Wednesday. Who's in? I got it. He's right there. See? He's right there. He's just in that back cubicle.
I'm just saying, though, every third call is an inner, like it's her.
Right.
So tell me again why you don't answer my calls, you know, and he's click.
I worked at a place like that where it literally be like, how can I pretend not to take this call?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I've called places like that too, where because it's a call center, that's what they're doing there, where you've called and then like they're looking stuff up for you or helping you. And I'm like, if you got to help other people, it is what it is, you know, and they're like, no, let me do this. And I'm thinking, that's Steve. He's like, no. Just going to be Sheila calling on the phone. You know, no. Brother, I got all the time.
The
in the
longer I
world.
talk to you, the less I can answer a new call.
Right.
There is a math problem here.
They work 10 hours a day. His average phone call, 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
So, what's new in your life?
Yeah. Steve, we got to talk to you in HR. Is it about the phone calls? No, we're going to look into that now. It's about eating Will's lunch.
It's about those. About those pants you pissed. Were they yours? Did they have $100 bill in the pocket? Where can they find us, Tad?
You can find us at That Checks Out, WDT, and all the socials, except Twitter for some reason. That's out WDT. Guys, I want to be out of here for sure. I would like to let you know that this has been a TCO Productions. Audio engineering has been brought to you by Audio High Podcasting Studio. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're growing leaps and bounds over there. We want you to be a part of it from the start. This has been Ted for Damon. That Checks Out.